And start. So welcome everyone to the info session. We are really thrilled to have the opportunity to announce a partnership between Amazing Community and Blissen. And a little bit of information about Amazing Community. We are a community of women over 45 navigating the present and future of work together in this digital world. We really focus on expanding the work horizon for women, and we believe that there is no one single path that we all have taken thus far as well as we'll take going forward. And several types of opportunities that we focus on through our partnerships are about upskilling and bringing the capabilities level that are required from all the workers in this new digital world. We also believe that a lot of women, more likely than not, will pursue independent work and entrepreneurship, and hence the partnership with Blissen community. And we want to encourage and create that environment for women where they can help each other, support each other. And I think the partnership with Blissen provides us that as well, because it's a really great way of joining forces with others, like-minded individuals who want to pursue entrepreneurship and get that off the ground. And before diving into and giving the baton, pass it on to Solène Odette, who is the founder of Blissen, I wanted to offer up to anyone on the Amazing Community the opportunity to say anything about us and what we want to do. Ashley or Chris?
My name's Ashley Ader-Cronif, as the little thing says, and I know some of you, and for those of you who I don't know, I'm Executive Director of Amazing Community since January, and just I want to say that I'm thrilled about this partnership, and for those of you, many of you have been part of Amazing Community, or at least part of Stella's force field and fan club for many years. Everything I have put into Amazing Community, I get back threefold. And on any type of engagement I have with these amazing women. And I anticipate that's going to be even more now that we've partnered with Blissen. So I'm just really grateful for that, and welcome all of you.
Thank you. So we'll kick it off, and as we progress, please ask questions. This is really about gathering information and understanding how the program works. We'll also have a Q&A session at the end, so it's all for us to learn. And Solène, with that, take it away.
Thanks, Stella. Luther and I are very excited to be here. We're tuning in from San Francisco and the Bay Area, where we've been able to enjoy some clean air for the past few days. So we hope the worst is behind us. We got introduced to Amazing Community a few months ago, and it's been a real pleasure to learn more about the wonderful initiatives that you're running. And we are really delighted to kick off this partnership today. I believe that your mission is really well aligned with ours, as we want to expand the work horizon for people in their later years and help them start their own business. So if you move to the next slide, today we're going to talk about why we started Blissen, what are our current programs and services, and we'll share more details on our exciting partnership and the discounts we'll be offering the members of Amazing Community. But our main goal for today is really to get you inspired to start your own company and find that confidence to take the leap. It doesn't need to be lonely or overwhelming. And at Blissen, we're here to make that journey as rewarding and enjoyable as possible. So we'll keep it short and sweet. We don't have a lot of slides to go through, so don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat, and we'll try to answer some of those as we go or at the end. So you can move to the next slide. More and more people over 50 are starting their own businesses. We actually like to call those entrepreneurs in later years encore entrepreneurs. And so everyone has their unique stories, and people are starting businesses for a lot of different reasons. But we do see a few key reasons why starting a business in later years might be a great option. So for some people, after 30 years in corporate America, they're looking for something else. They're tired of their 9 to 5. They want to be able to work on their own terms, have more control over their agenda, be able to spend more time with their grandkids, or have time to volunteer, or pursue any other interest. Unfortunately, others are being pushed out of the workforce, but they cannot afford to retire yet. So we're actually seeing a lot of older workers being particularly impacted by the pandemic, who lost their jobs and might struggle to get hired again, as they might face age discrimination, and also as many companies might favor to hire contractors instead of full-time employees for the time being. And so starting a consulting business or a small company where they can capitalize on their many years of experience might be the way to go. Then you have empty nesters who want to get back to work, but facing challenges to get hired after a long period of caring for their families. So even if their end goal is to find a stable full-time job, starting their own thing might be a great stepping stone to get there, show that they're current, have valuable skills to offer, and just earn some income and build valuable experience that will make them much more attractive to potential employers. So today, many businesses are starting from home and with minimal investment. So starting a small business may be the best approach to earn an income and contribute on their own terms. We're actually seeing that the traditional approach to retirement is going away, with encore entrepreneurship on the rise, and 2 in 5 Americans aged 50 to 70 wanting to start a business or nonprofit in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you go to the next slide, turning to entrepreneurship can be daunting and challenging. And to be frank, it's never easy to start a business, especially for the first time. And the longer you wait and think about it, the more daunting it can be. Is my idea any good? Are people going to be willing to pay for it? Am I good enough? What if I fail? What are others going to think? How do I even get started? What are the right steps? Can I really launch this all by myself? How do I find the trusted people I need without breaking the bank? How do I figure out all the tech stuff? How do I get a website? How do I upskill myself to the latest online tools? How do I connect with like-minded peers on the same journey? So all those questions are very normal to ask yourself, and it can be a challenge to find the right answers among all the information available out there. So we spend a lot of time talking to aspiring entrepreneurs or existing entrepreneurs over 50 to better understand their specific challenges and how to address them, as more than a third of entrepreneurs over 50 are solo entrepreneurs. And so part of why we created Blissen is to help you overcome that self-doubt and fear of failure, help you make that leap of faith, get started, take the first step, and make the experience much more enjoyable by welcoming you into a community of other entrepreneurs like you. So one of the key things we teach people is how to give yourself permission to get started, try new things, and grow an entrepreneurial mindset. It doesn't need to be perfect the first time around, and we want to be there every step of the way to help you get closer to your goals. So if you move to the next slide, what is Blissen? So we're the premier one-stop shop and online community for entrepreneurs over 50. What does it mean? We want to remove the tech and setup headaches to get started. We have experts in their fields that have done all the research. They have years of experience. And so they do all the setup work for you so you can get that easily out of the way. We teach you the best practices and online tools to efficiently run your business on a daily basis. We also understand that solo entrepreneurs often lack someone to bounce ideas off. So we're providing dedicated coaches to provide strategic guidance, accountability, emotional support, and make sure that you're making continuous progress on your goals. Community support is an essential part of the Blissen experience. We believe in bringing Encore entrepreneurs together, as everyone has a ton of valuable real-life experience, and people can learn from each other and support each other in a very powerful way. So we do want to foster meaningful connections and give you a network of people who care about you and the success of your new company, so that you have other people to share your journey with. And because we know that you want to focus on what you love to do and know how to do the best, we also provide the major business services that you might need, so that you don't need to spend time trying to find the right vetted experts on some online marketplace. So if you go to the next slide, our mission at Blissen is really to help you realize your entrepreneurial aspirations. And so I started Blissen because I saw the negative effects of retirement on one's sense of identity and purpose. And so Blissen emerged out of the idea that people are living longer and are healthier for longer. So we want to help everyone stay active, leverage their skills, wisdom, and decades of experience to be an asset for their community while still making an income. So we aim to redefine the traditional approach to retirement and help people unleash their potential, make an impact, and create a legacy. And we want to make starting your own business as fulfilling, accessible, and enjoyable as possible. Finally, we want to bridge divides, connect across generations, and create a society where people aspire to become an elder. So if you move to the next slide, we're a pretty recent company. We only launched a few months ago, but we have big ambitions to support many people in midlife and beyond have a fulfilling next chapter. We're already a multi-generational team and global team. We're harnessing the power of millennials and baby boomers working together. We have people in the US, in Italy, in France, and we keep growing. Everyone is an amazing human being and passionate about our mission. We have experts in multiple fields. So for example, we have Stephanie, our web designer, who has been building beautiful websites for more than 10 years. We have Nancy, who is a retirement coach and author of the book, Second Act Careers. I worked at Google for many years and have a lot of experience launching successful products and helping small business owners develop their online marketing strategy. We also have Luther, who's been an amazing thought partner, who's going to introduce himself now and tell you a bit more about our programs.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you here today. Yeah, my name is Luther Kitahata. I'm the Chief Academic Officer at Blissen. And just again, we're the premier one-stop shop and online community for entrepreneurs over the age of 50, which we like to call Encore entrepreneurs. So I myself am a seasoned Encore entrepreneur. I'm 55 years old and I've started and grown 8 businesses. I'm also an experienced leadership coach, and I have the great pleasure today of taking you through our programs and services. So our first program, the Digital Encore Business Bootcamp, or DEBB as we like to call it, is our flagship program. It's a 6-week program that brings your business online in that time. So while most resources only focus on one piece of the puzzle, or many programs show you what to do, then you're left on your own to actually implement it for yourself. So during DEBB, Blissen experts set up and customize the tools to launch your business on your behalf, so that at the end of the bootcamp, you're ready to open your virtual doors. So what does that entail? Well, it's a 6-week program. Each week we have a 2-hour live group session where information is presented. There's also your cohort of peers that are actually on the path with you. There are hands-on exercises that you do with the tools that you'll need to run your business. You'll do group exercises, and you may break into small groups and do some small group exercises with your cohort. So this cohort can be your accountability partners, not just the whole cohort, but we're going to buddy you up with someone too. So you'll have a buddy that you'll get to know much better, and also you'll be able to develop a deeper relationship with. We also provide, as Selene mentioned, the one-on-one coaching. So we call these people our DEBB partners. And they're your dedicated resource to come to and ask questions, get answers to problems that you're working on. If you need help finishing some of the materials or understanding some of it, they're there to support you. Or even if you just need somebody who's a supportive person just to bounce ideas off of. Then all of this is going to be on an online learning platform. And on that platform, not only will you have the 24-hour access to all our materials, but you're also going to have daily support. So while you meet with your DEBB partner once a week and have the group sessions, every day you can get on the platform and you can ask questions, for instance, and get answers often from your DEBB partner or one of us. The other thing that Selene alluded to is we're not just teaching you the tools that you need to run your online business or to bring your business online, but we're also teaching you entrepreneurial techniques and mindsets. So for instance, if you're an entrepreneur, oftentimes people think, well, I'm going to start my business and I'm going to get my website and I'm going to put it online and I'm sort of done, right? I'll just run it from there. Well, that's actually not usually how it works. Usually you have to iterate. You have to try some things. You may try a different offering and see how people respond to that. And depending on how they respond, you may change it. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not as good, and you make some changes. So that kind of iteration process is something that we're going to be teaching you as well. So what does this include? What do you actually get out of the program? Well, one thing you get is your brand toolkit. And the brand toolkit includes things like, well, what is your story? The story might be a narrative with the mission and vision and values. What's your tagline? Visual assets like your logo or your color palette or your typography. Applications that you take that to, like your business cards. It also includes a custom WordPress website. And WordPress, by the way, is what is WordPress? It's a tool that allows you to build a website. It's the dominant tool, frankly. If you look at what are called content management services, CMS, they have about 60% or more of the market out there. The next competitor is like 10 times less than that. And they run approximately a third of the internet is powered by WordPress. And then you'll also get your automated marketing processes set up. So for example, if you are having customers come to your site, you would want a way for them to sign up for your email list. Well, you might give them something of value, a short e-course or something like that, which then to get access to, they sign up for your mail list, and that begins to build your email list on an automated fashion, so you don't even have to do anything for that to happen. Those are the types of things that we set up for you. In addition, you get a branded marketing templates and also social media accounts set up for you. So for instance, you might want to put out blog posts, and you might be wanting to do that maybe on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or even a daily basis. Some people are very ambitious. So we'll teach you how to do that. We'll give you the templates that are corresponding to your brand, and we'll show you how to write maybe a few of them in a row, because you may want to work on a few together and then buffer them up, and they get sent out on an automated schedule. So what does it actually look like when you get into it? Well, there are 3 2-week learning modules that we have in the 6-week program. The first one is about building your brand and your strategy. The second one is designing your website. And the third one is about acquiring customers. So in building your brand and strategy, you do things like map your customer journey. Well, what's a customer journey? Well, it's like when a customer becomes aware of you, how do they become aware of you? And then how do they become interested in what you're providing? And then once they have interest, how do you convert that into a sale of your product or service? How do you retain that customer? How do you actually have them be an advocate for you and refer you? Then there are things like your online marketing strategy. This might be your branding, which we're going to work on for you. It might be content marketing, like things like developing white papers or ebooks. It could be more technical things like SEO, which is called search engine optimization. That's another thing we'll set up for you. It's about how to get more people to your website from search engines like Google. There are other things also, there's social media marketing and email marketing. Then there's crafting an authentic brand story. So this is, again, going back to the narrative that you're forming around your brand. What is your mission? What is your vision? What are your values? And you might think of, famous companies like Google, for instance. What is their mission? Well, their mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. A company like Nike, their vision is do everything possible to expand human potential. We'll help you work on your own brand story. And then we'll start talking, we'll build you your website, basically. So this is back to, we're not just telling you how to build your website, we actually build it for you. So at the end, it's available to you. But we'll teach you then how to do the important things of running your business. So how do you do your daily updates? Or maybe it's not daily, but how do you update the text, and the copy and the wording on your website? How do you put in a new image or update an image? And then we'll work with you to bring your offering online. Like, what is your offering? Is it some kind of course? Is it some kind of consulting, like a service, like one of those two? Or is it more of a hard good, like a book or books or cakes or other hard goods? Then we'll work on your leveraging your traffic analytics. So this is things like measuring how people are coming to your website. How long are they staying? Do they convert to customers? What percentage do they convert to customers? Things like that. And then the final module is about acquiring customers. So things like developing your lead generation strategy. So referrals, social media, paid advertising, things like that. Then there's setting up your automated marketing processes, things like I mentioned before, or perhaps you have these automated processes that keep in contact with your customers on a regular basis, depending on how they behave on your website. And then finally, promoting your business on social media. So you may want to promote your business on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram or even YouTube. So that's what the DEBB program is about. Our next DEBB is actually on October 8th, so it's coming up through November 20th. And then we're going to have one after that starting on February 18th of 2021 in just a few months, and goes through April. So what do you expect to happen in this program of ours? Well, you're going to engage in active hands-on practical learning. So again, Anything that you do in the program is helping you to get your business going, to start your business. Any work that you do is something that's actually going to be a tangible thing to building your business or building your website or whatever it is. And we'll equip you with those skills that you need to run your business day to day. The other part is we're going to support you every step of the way. Our Blissen experts are going to support you in terms of building your website or your online marketing, but also they'll be your DEBB partners, and they'll support you day to day as well. We'll teach you the best practices. We'll also take care of all the technical implementation. And then there's the relationships that you'll form with the other Blissen cohort, the entrepreneurs like you who are on the similar path. And once you have completed the course, we welcome you into the larger Blissen community, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So expect to be inspired, to be motivated, and to grow your confidence to start scaling your business. So just a little bit more on the Blissen community. We're a emerging community that we're building of like-minded peers who want to build their entrepreneurship and their website, their online businesses. They want to support each other and mentor each other. So it's something that you'll have connections with people, not just during the program, but hopefully well after, and who knows, maybe you'll find one of those lifelong friendships there. We'll also have subject matter experts that will have office hours. So if you have questions about things, you can come and find out more about it there. And then, as Selene said, we're not just doing the program itself, we're also providing ongoing business services after with vetted experts. So we'll teach you how to do things like update your website, but if you'd rather us do it, we can do that for you. We can do the website management and iterations and things like that. There's another course I'll tell you about in just a minute where it's more about accounting. And if you'd like us to do the bookkeeping for that, we can do that. There's one-on-one coaching. There's things like graphic design, content marketing. That's more of a helping you write blog posts or papers and things like that. So that's the DEBB course. And we have one other that we'd like to tell you about today. And then we'll get to the amazing discounts. So the second course we'd like to tell you about today, or program, is how to set up and manage your accounting. And this is a more condensed, focused course. It consists of 3 things. It's really getting you started the right way on QuickBooks Online, which again, QuickBooks is more than 60% of the global market and about 80% of the US market. So it's the dominant player out there. We'll set it up for you ahead of the group session. We'll get your information. We'll set it up so that it's all set up and ready to go with sample invoices, categorized expenses, and sample customers and things like that. So you'll have examples waiting for you. And then in the live group session, where we do hands-on exercises and teach you about what you need to run your business, we'll actually be using your QuickBooks Online account. So it's not a demo account or showing you how to do it. You'll actually be working on your account, which after the 3-hour session, if you wanted to send out an invoice to a customer or receive payment or whatever, your account is ready and there for you to do that. And then in addition to the session, we're going to follow up with a 1-hour one-on-one strategy call. And this is to make sure that you're really actually being successful out there with this. Because once you learn how to do it in the 3-hour session, yes, you'll know how to do things, but maybe you have some questions after you've used it for a few weeks. Maybe there's some things that you're not sure if you're doing quite right. Maybe you have some questions about how to do something additional. Well, we'll have that follow-up call with you to help you and make sure that you're on the right track. So these are the kinds of things that we'll teach you through that course, and you'll be able to run your business in a very organized way, ready for tax season, ability to have customers pay you, pay contractors, whatever it is you need to do. The next session for that course is on December 7th of this year. So I'll come to my final slide, which is the amazing community discounts. And that is the special savings we're offering to you today. So for our 2020 programs, for our Digital Encore Business Bootcamp, as well as our setup and managing of your accounting, for the 2020 programs that we're talking about that start in October 8th for the DEBB and December 7th for the accounting. We're going to give you 50% discounts. So the list price of DEBB is $399.99. You'd be able to do it for $1,099.99. For the accounting setup and managing of your QuickBooks Online account, it's normally a $697 course, which will be for $349. Now in 2021, we'll continue those discounts at 30%. So the Digital Encore Business Bootcamp will be $27.99. That starts on February 18th. And the setup and managing of your accounting will be $488. And that starts on April 19th. So those are the amazing discounts we're giving to the amazing community members today. And one more thing I should just say is the DEBB that is starting October 8th is actually coming up pretty quickly. And there's a little bit of setup we have to do beforehand. So if you really want to do that, if you're ready to go, please contact us and get your brief applications in by this Friday so that we can actually prepare you for that. Otherwise, we have one, like I said, coming up in just a few short months on February 18th. So thank you very much for allowing me to walk you through this. And if there are any questions, we can jump to that.
So I do have a question. You focus primarily on 50 plus. Is anyone younger potentially than 50 going to be qualified to join you? Is there any age limit?
Well, we say 50 plus, and that's a little bit arbitrary in terms of the age. What we're really talking about are people in the second half of their life, that often what happens in that stage is you have a different set of priorities or even values around what you're looking for. And that's where we want to help and focus our efforts. So no, there's not an exact age limit. If you're 49 or 48, of course, we're not going to say no or anything like that. But the idea is to focus on that demographic of people.
Of course, Stella's asking because our target group is 45 plus, so that's great. Thank you. I have a question. There's a few women that I know that weren't able to make it today who are part of our amazing community and who currently have their own businesses. And they do work remotely in that capacity. But at the same time, I think could benefit greatly from this boot camp, but they wouldn't be starting from nothing. Would they still be a good fit for this program?
We actually have some businesses that are in that position that are going to be going through this DEBB, and it starts on October 8th.
Okay, so, great.
The reason we tend to focus on people who are first-time entrepreneurs and things like that is they're the ones who typically have the most questions and the most challenges getting started and things like that. But you're absolutely right. There are people who have had their own business for a long time. In fact, there may be people who have had businesses for years, but they haven't focused on the online.
Right. Yeah. Or any of those attending aspects that you outlined today, which I think, because the people I'm thinking of, maybe their business is about 3 years old. I wouldn't say it's limping along, but it definitely hasn't reached its potential because it doesn't have the type of things that you offer, including the community aspect and the one-on-one.
Right. So they are, yes, they are absolutely.
Okay, great. And I just want to thank you because I hadn't understood that there was something coming in 2021 and that our community would benefit from that as well. And so I just wanted to thank you for that. It was great. It was like a great surprise today.
Luther, I was wondering, do you get involved at all in like proof of concept? If like somebody's coming with a business and you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't know, somebody already created Barney. We don't need another Barney. So like, I don't know, how involved would you get in that?
Well, that's an interesting question. So first, I'd like to say that as we talked about as being a one-stop shop, we really want to span the gamut of the services and the programs that we offer. But we are a new business, and so we are focusing, and we will grow over time to more and more programs. So right now, we're really focusing more on the people who have an idea and are ready to go. But we will most likely next year have programs that will help people work through like their business idea. You know, maybe it will help them to sort of refine their business idea. They have an idea, but they're not quite sure about it. Nancy, actually, who is one of our DEBB partners, helps people even in previous to that. She helps them get started in thinking about their second half and even deciding what they want to do. Is it entrepreneurship? So there are resources and ways that we're going to bring to our community things exactly like that.
Yeah, it sounds great. And also, I was wondering, I understand that you'll have follow-up programs, I'm sure, that people can purchase or subscribe to once the 6-week boot camp is concluded. Do you have, for alumni of the program, like a free 2 free calls a year, or you know, something like that, so they can stay connected if they forgot something or they're not quite sure how to update WordPress or something like that?
Yeah, we'll have several things like that. One of the things I mentioned is office hours. So, for instance, there might be a time when you can come and ask WordPress, you know, questions for office hours and things like that. We're also looking at different models of how to allow people to have ongoing services. You know, something like bookkeeping, for instance, might be more of a monthly thing, but there might be other people who just want, you know, a small number of bank of hours that they can come back from time to time and ask questions and things like that, or get their website updated, just refreshed a little bit. So yeah, I think we'll have different models. One of the other things that we'll probably have as well is, as I said, part of what we're teaching you is this iteration process, right? And so when you finish, yes, you'll be able to open your virtual doors when you finish DEBB, but there's probably many more iterations to go throughout the life of your business. So there may be times when you do that on your own, but there may be times where you want support in doing that. And so we're going to have a refresh program, probably focused on not only the refresh, but additionally some of the things of how to grow your business, how to look at your analytics and say, make some positive changes that might, you know, increase your business significantly and things like that. So we'll probably allow you to do either a refresh or also learn about additional ways to grow your business.
Great, thank you. I just want to say, like, I think your differentiating point of actually getting hands-on help and starting your business and ending the 6 weeks with something that actually exists is like a game changer, because I think we're fed so much information that even though you have it all, you don't necessarily still know how to implement. It's overwhelming. So I think you guys guiding everyone through is really awesome. I think it's a great idea.
So well said, Chris. I completely agree with that.
It just makes me wish I had a business idea.
We'll be around whenever you get one.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right.
I do have a question. So you have already a cohort starting in October. Would it be possible to get an idea of kind of the types of people that have enrolled? Is there primarily entrepreneurs? Is it nonprofits? Is it like what types of cohort we can expect to join?
It's actually fairly broad. We're pretty excited about the cohort, actually. There are 2 nonprofits that are part of it. One that is actually probably going to be a fairly significant company, in the sense that many of the people we focus on are more solopreneurs or maybe 1 to 5 people in the company. This one has the potential to grow to be much larger than that, but they're just starting out. You know, they're beginning their process. For instance, one of these nonprofits. We have people who have the idea, you know, and are ready to go, you know, and are really excited about it. I'm being a little careful not to share too much about the individuals, because, you know, to some extent there's a bit of confidentiality that really is up to them to share. But and then we have other people who are interested in a topic, but they're not quite sure what the business is yet, or the business model, but they know they need to get something out there to begin to learn from their customers and their potential customers what it is they're looking for. And so it's a longer process for them for getting their business going, but they still see this as a really valuable thing to come and do. And then we have another person who's, many of them are service oriented. We have another person who's making a product, solving a problem. She actually went, she's more in the policy area by training and profession. And she really wanted this product. And so she went and tried to find somebody who was making it and couldn't find anybody. Then she went and tried to convince people to make it, and she couldn't convince anybody to do it. She said, you know what? I'm going to do it. So she's doing her own product and learning a great deal along the way. But it's amazing actually how quickly and how fast she's moving on it. So it's quite a varied group of people in the cohort.
Yeah, we also have like a few existing small businesses, more like on the consulting side, who are willing to really grow their online presence.
Excellent. No, that really gives that you shared enough, but not too much, and so it really gives you a feel for the spectrum. And I think that'll be valuable too in our follow-up messaging to our community to encourage them to join.
Any other questions? It sounds like no. So with that, I think on behalf of the entire Amazing community, we really appreciate you making this offering. We're really excited about the partnership we are entering and looking forward to supporting entrepreneurial streak and everyone at whatever stage they are in their lives. I think it's such a critical skill base, and you really get them off the ground in a very short period of time, and then helping them thrive and nurture them over time. So thank you for your services and your offerings, and looking forward to hearing the successes and cheering from the sidelines for all the entrepreneurs that graduate from your classes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Us. And if people have any question, we would love to hear from them. So, people can just shoot us an email and we'll be happy to provide more information.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And have a wonderful
Thank you
day.
so much.